Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. This weekend has been a double bubble weekend of showing. Yesterday I took JJ to Ashfield's Carriage Club to compete in the heavyweight cob class, which was a Royal International qualifier. We had a really lovely day, but sadly I didn't get it on video, so I thought I'd just show you day 2 of the double bubble show, which of course we're taking William, who is behind me in his little suit. We're taking him back to Ashfield's Carriage Club in Essex to do some working hunter, just to get some experience under his belt and have some fun. I mean, the more courses he does and the more working hunter competitions, the more confident he's going to be. So we're travelling about an hour and a half away to the Ashfield's Carriage Club show. I went there yesterday, but it was my first time ever going to this venue, and it's very, very beautiful. It's a carriage club, clues in the name, so there's like quite a lot of like driving obstacles and things in the fields. But yeah, beautiful venue. He's all ready to go. I bathed him very late last night and he had a huge poo stain on him this morning, which has been cleaned off. And the birds are chirping away in the background, as you can hear, because it's a lovely sunny day. So we're going to get him in the box and I will see you all when we get there. So we've now arrived at the venue, which is very beautiful. It's quite an easy drive for us to get there. It's sort of just main road all the way there. And yeah, it's very, very pretty. And the working hunter we're going to now pass is down here on your right, at the bottom of this sort of field. And I think it's going to be a very busy day for workers today because there is a Royal International qualifier going on. So I think a lot of people are going to use that class, or like the beginners classes and stuff, as a bit of a warm-up. I'm doing the intermediates, so sort of like not the novice and not the Royal International. It's in the middle. But yeah, it's very posh. And I like riding on grass, I just prefer it for me. So your working hunter is just down here on your right. So you go up, there's a mound you have to go up. Oh look. Right, we'll go park up the horse box. Which is a rather fancy cafe. So I've just arrived and picked up my number, so I'm now going to go back to the lorry, get myself dressed and ready to go because we've got about half an hour until our class, possibly. I've just come down to the warm-up ring to have a look and learn the course, and there's this beautiful carriage coming past which I thought I'd show you guys. And Will has been stood here very patiently, haven't you? We just wanted to wait, let the first couple of classes go. Will's fascinated that there's a carriage, aren't you? And I'm going to get on him in a minute and have a little warm-up. I think I know my course. There's 11 jumps and there's a bit of a hill and a water tray involved. Oh, look, she's now going to come around for number 3. This is the under 133 centimetre class. So Will's in the next one, which is under 143. So they'll just go up a little bit for him. But she's doing a lovely round. But there's been a lot of problems at number 10, which is the one with the water tray underneath. I've just got to kick and hope for the best. So we started by entering the ring, and you always approach the judge first. They just ask how old the pony is and make sure you know your course. And then off I went, bouncing along. I just thought I'd ride him along this edge and just let him have a look at number 10, which was the scariest and most problematic jump on the course, because it had a big black water tray in front of it at like the bottom of a hill. And then I thought, right, time to get him to my rhythm, get him nice and bouncy, get him going forward. And I weren't really worried about the fences at all. We come jumping over this one beautifully, and then suddenly number 2 disaster. That was quite naughty, I thought, because he went like, yeah, I'm going to jump it, and then bailed. But there we go. I had to get my, like, come on now, Will, you're not going to mess about. You're not a baby. And then he flew over 3, and number 4 was quite big. And yeah, he boinged over that beautifully. He just lost his nerve. I don't really know what happened at number 2 or why he did that, but it just knocked him and took me a while to like get him back. So this is number 5, which had loads of sheep under, and he's just not flowing. I sort of really needed to get him together. But this, he actually jumped really nicely, the double, which was always our problem last season. But yeah, he sort of, it just took him a few jumps to get his confidence back. And there's a set of planks through here, which he jumped really nicely. And then it was a tight turn up the bank for number 8. And I brought him back to trot because it was quite a tight turn, which I think was a mistake, because then at number 8, he was like, ugh. But it was fine. Just number 9 we knocked. I just didn't have him at a very good angle. That was on me. And we're just not really flowing. So we're now approaching number 10, which was the problem fence. And I really tried, like, come on, come on, come on. And Will was like, nah. But this was more genuine. So I just circled him and brought him round again and just sort of growl at him, get a bit more leg on. We can't afford to have a refusal. Come on, let's go. And it was fine. He just needed a minute to have a look at it. And then flying for the last, which was number 11, which, yeah, he jumped beautifully. So I was really happy with this, even though the stop was very annoying. So once we finished our jumping round, we had to do like a little individual show, which he was just a bit tense and a bit like, I don't know, he just felt a bit like tense underneath me and a bit like he was too bouncy on the spot. He was just a bit sticky. I think he'd got his knickers in a twist a little bit about the jumping, and he was just a bit tense. It didn't really flow. He's sort of going up and down in the canter, but he wasn't really going anywhere. But he was really lovely in the contact. He just was a bit like stroppy with me, I think. You can see here his ears are like back and he's just a bit grumpy. Usually he's got his ears forward all the time, but I think he was just a bit like in a mood with me because I'd got after him with the jumping. And he's just a stroppy teenager. But it was still quite a nice show. Once I do a little bit of an extension here, which, I mean, it could have been better. But I was worried about putting too much leg on that he would buck because he was just in a bit of a grump with me. But he looks very pretty. And that wasn't the world's worst show or anything. And I think he stops quite nicely in front of the judge too. Here we go. Then after everybody had jumped, we stripped and basically did like a bit of in hand where you walk away and trot back, just so the judge can have a good look at his conformation. I mean, we'd done a lot of in hand work with him the first year I got him, and he did really well. So in hand is kind of the most easiest phase of the class for us. And he stands up, he sort of knows how to stand, and he moves nicely for me. So I actually really enjoyed this. I quite like doing the in-hand. I find it just nice and easy. But yeah, it was a lovely venue, lovely jumps, and it was like the first time we've done this class at like a higher level. It was a lot more competitive and a lot more tricky to jump that sort of course. And Will's still grumpy with me. but he got over it. Good boy, Will. So we've just finished our class, which was the intermediate under 143 mountain and moorland work and hunter pony. And even though we had that very frustrating stop and demolish through number 2, which kind of ruined us for the rest of the round, I'm thrilled. We came 5th. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with him because he was like the most inexperienced pony in there. So many ponies have been eliminated today going around the course. And he went straight in at 85. I mean, he only jumped his first 90 last weekend. He went straight in at 85 and we got round. So that was the main thing. We're that far away from a 90, but I'm not going to push it. I just want him to get a few more rounds under his belt, get confident, which, I mean, number 2, it was like, he was like, okay. And then at last minute, he was like, oh, I'm not sure. And then he sort of already had half jumped it and demolished it. But luckily, it only classed as 4 faults because we went in a straight line, just straight through it. But I know most people probably look at it and think, what abysmal, but I'm thrilled with that. He's my little pony that was never ever supposed to do jumping. He was just going to be a flat pony, and he jumps amazingly. The steward even commented, he doesn't like to touch poles, does he? No, he jumps them freaking huge. I mean, he's just awesome. So we've had the most fabulous day. I mean, I know my round was far from perfect, but I'm really, really chuffed because I've never just gone straight in at 85 before. It was a proper, well, they're now going to do the Royal International course this afternoon, which is the same, but they're just changing things around. But I'm really, really, really happy with him. I mean, he's gone from jumping 60 this time last year to jumping 85, and we did a 90 last weekend. So I honestly couldn't be prouder of him, and I've just had a really, really nice, fun day. Well, a fun weekend. And next weekend, we're also going out. What a surprise. So I'll see you all next week. I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog, and please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. See you all next week. Bye.